Hey everybody. In this video, we're going to be looking at finding zeros with technology, and we're going to be using the Deltamath graphing calculator to do this. So why would this even be necessary? Well, we need to use technology when we can't use things like factoring. We could use quadratic formula, but it's going to be really messy. So using technology with a graphing calculator is just another way to help find these zeros. So for this example, we're going to find zeros of f of x equals 2x squared plus 22x plus 58. So how to do this in Deltamath, and this is similar for almost any graphing calculator. You're going to go up here, click the drop-down menu, and there's a graphing calculator option. Now that's going to open up the Deltamath graphing calculator. Okay, so how do we do this? So we're going to take the function given, 2x squared plus 22x plus 58. And we're going to type it in. So 2x squared plus 22x plus 58. Type it in this box. And let's just make sure that we actually have that right. 2x squared plus 22x plus 58. Okay. After you type your function in the box, you're going to hit the plot button. Poof. That plots your function on the graph over here. Now, what are the zeros? The zeros, remember, are the x-intercepts. So in this case, we can see that we have an x-intercept here, and we have an x-intercept here, which means we're looking at two zeros, but I don't know what this number is. It's somewhere between -6 and -7. So I can't tell from the graph because that's not a nice number, and that's not a nice number. So the technology here is going to tell us exactly what those numbers are. Okay, so how do we do that? So the Deltamath calculator has a couple of different things we can do. So there's tables functions, there's trace functions. We want to look at this function 1 zeros. So you click that. That's going to bring up this menu here. So we don't care about any of the rest of this stuff. What this is asking is this asking, hey, I can find only one zero at a time, but I need you to tell me left and right that bounds it. So let's look at this zero here, and let's look at anything to the left of it. So left, and then we're also going to look at anything to the right of it. And we're also looking at the x values here. So let's look at a nice number to the left of this. So to the left of this, let's look at -7. To the right of this, let's look at -6. Okay, I have my bounds. All I'm going to do is type them in here. Left bound. Well, left is -7. So left bound, -7. Don't worry about the y. Left bound is -7. Enter. Sweet. Right bound. We say, hey, here's our intercept. Anything to the right. I'm going to choose -6 because that's something nice to the right. Again, type it in for x. Enter. It's going to put a guess in. We don't really care. Finish. There's my intercept right here. So that's -6.618. So -6.618. I'm rounding it to the nearest hundredth. So that's 1. So tens place, hundreds place, 1. The next number is an 8, which means that has to round up to a 2. All right, and that was only one of the intercepts, right? That was only this guy right here. So I need the other intercept. So we're going to play the same game now, and we're going to look at this guy. So function 1 zeros again. I'm going to pick something to the left and the right. So here's something, this is to the left, and that's -5, right? Because I'm after this intercept here. And then I'm going to pick something nice to the right. And to the right, I'm going to pick -3. So again, just pick a nice x value to the left and pick a nice x value to the right. So left bound then is not going to be all of this. Left bound is -5. Hit enter. Remember, we only care about x. Right bound, what did we say to the right? We said -3 to the right. Hit enter. So this is, hey, look for the intercepts that's between x equals -5 and x equals -3. X equals -5, x equals -3. Look at the zeros between there. Okay, here's my number, -4.381. -4.381. Again, we're rounding to the nearest hundredths, I mean second decimal. So 1, 2, the next number is a 1. So we don't need it. Let's submit. Hey, we're right. Because that's what we found was that intercept and that's the intercept. So the zeros of that function are -6.62 and -4.38. All right, let's do another example. So let's find the zeros of this guy. So this is not only going to work just for these styles of problems. If you ever need to find zeros or solutions to stuff in Deltamath, this graphing calculator can do exactly that. Remember, zeros and solutions are the same thing. So here's our new function. Let's find the zeros of this guy. So let's go calculator, drop-down menu, graphing calculator. All right, I need to put my function in. My function is -0.9x squared. So -0.9x squared plus 4x minus 0.9. Plus 4x minus 0.9. Let's verify that that was right. Plus 4x minus 0.9. Cool. Plot it. There it is. Again, the zeros would be here and the zeros would be here. So again, the zeros would be here and the zeros would be here, but those are not nice intercept numbers, so I need to use the calculator to try to figure this out. So I'm going to go after this intercept first. Let me pick something to the left. So here's the intercept here. Any nice x value to the left. How about -1? That's to the left. And then any nice x value to the right. Hey, 2 is to the right. Again, there's a lot of flexibility with picking something to the left and picking something to the right. All right. Function 1 zeros. Left bound, let's try -1. Enter. Right bound. Right bound, we're going to use 2. So let's double check. Left bound, -1, right bound 2. Finish. Okay, here's our intercept, 0.2377. 0.2377, and we're going again to the nearest hundredth, which is second decimal place. 1, 2. So check the next guy. It's a 7, which means we're going to round up. So that's 0.24. There's another one that we have to find. So function 1 zeros again. So we're after this intercept now. So the left of this intercept, 3 is to the left, and let's pick something to the right of this intercept. So here's the intercept, anything to the right, I'm just going to choose 6. Again, anything to the right is fine, anything to the left is fine, as long as you're not going past the other intercept. So any one of these numbers in here would have been fine. Let's put in our left bound, which we said left bound would be 3. Enter. Right bound, we chose 6, right? Right bound 6, left bound 3. Enter. Finish. Here's our intercept here, 4.206. 4.206. Again, we're going to the nearest hundredth. Second decimal, so 1 decimal, 2 decimal. Check the next one, it's a 6. Which means that guy's rounding up to 1. Let's submit and see how we did. Hey, and we are correct. So this is how to find zeros with the Deltamath calculator. And again, you don't have to just use this with this particular skill. If you ever need to solve equations, polynomials, anything like that, remember, graphing works and you're just looking at the intercepts. And now this is how to use the graphing calculator on Deltamath to solve for any zero of any function. So I hope you guys got some help out of that. And as always, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.